Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 13 of Mistconceptions. I'm your host, David White. And happy Labor Day to all our listeners. I hope that you find some time to relax. I don't even know what Labor Day is really about, except that you don't have to go to work today. So, cha-ching! Ha-ha! There you go. Have fun, relax, do fun things. And if you are listening to our episode not on release date, or if you're having to work on Labor Day, I hope that you find some time to relax, to do something for yourself, be a little nerdy. Just take some time out of your day to relax and give yourself like a mini Labor Day or whatever. But anyways, I hope that this episode helps you relax wherever you are. So without further ado, let's get to the episode. Previously on Misconceptions.
Your arms are behind you, and as you pull on them, you realize that there is zip ties around your wrists.
I'm gonna tilt my head to rear back from the pole, and I'm gonna smash into his crotch.
Okay. Rin, the two guards on the side with you, are both going to shoot at you, so roll a face of danger.
6.
Ooh. Yeah, so you swing at his head and you just miss, and then he comes across your belly and cuts you, and you take a +2.
I have these brass knuckles. I hit him really hard. He kind of reels over, and so I take him down to the ground and get him in a full mount, and then I disarm him and turn his rifle on him.
Yes, got her free. Success for Rin. And then turn towards Faye and is like, can you please do something? Please.
So not only do these vines go over the doors, but you feel them going over the windows and the walls and the roof. And so this briar bramble goes over the entire building.
I'm going to release the magazine, clear the chamber, and throw the magazine over the rail. Then make two gauntlets, and just start going to town, just ground and pound. Boom, boom.
What are we trying to do?
Survive.
Hey, can you keep it down? I'm trying to concentrate.
We don't have time for your plans right now. Okay, well, we don't have to have a plan, but what the heck is going on?
I see that you have a gun. Why don't you do something with it?
I just shot him in the kneecap.
Shoot the guys that are shooting at me and Faye.
The building is covered in plants. No one can get in or out.
Richard is still conscious, and he takes his knife and he stabs you in the thigh.
Oh! Could he stop stabbing me?
After you wrap up Richard, Mr. Eward runs back into view, and he's like, what is going up? See two figures appear out of this light and step out behind Mr. Eward. And Mr. Eward looks back at them, and he turns back to you with a malicious smile, and he says, you guys are so boned.
The city, a mashed up combo of the old world and the new, of the mundane and the mystical. By day, this city is everything it seems, a city with towering skyscrapers, potholes that never seem to stay fixed, and stiffs in ties and dames in high heels. But at night, the real nature of the city comes out. At night, the shifty-eyed stalker becomes a creature with dripping claws and a maw full of teeth. At night, cars roll down the streets with no one in the driver's seat. But when morning comes, nobody can remember how the night really went. They remember through a fog, or more appropriately, a mist. No one knows where the mist came from, or its true nature. In fact, most everyone in the city doesn't even know the mist exists. The mist doesn't just cover up either. It affects everything and everyone in the city, changing them, warping them. Most of those affected by the mist, they take what the mist gives them to turn a profit or pursue selfish gains. But there are some, just a few, that fight the good fight. They put their necks on the line to protect the city from the nefarious ne'er-do-wells. It's not always easy. In fact, it never is. But these legends don't surrender. this is a story of a few of those legends. Their story needs to be told, and it needs to be heard.
It's the spirals that get people. It's whenever they're like, oh, I have ruined my whole dieting habit, so what's the point anymore? That mentality and mindset.
Yeah, Carrie's been on that mindset for the past 27 years.
I go to the gym like once and then I miss a day and I'm like, oh, wow.
I tried.
Yep.
Well,
Ready when you are.
Do we have... Oh, there went my headphones. Do we have a working one? Because this one actually sucks.
Yes, we have another one.
the blue one is pretty good.
Okay,
Do you want
I'll
the blue
take-
one?
Why would you not give me the blue one? That's my favorite color.
Because I wanted to watch you squirm.
I'm so
Give me this brown one that's
This feels
literal
like it's going
poop.
to-
I caught it. I was scared for a second.
Just threw it right into your hand, and you're just like,
I mean, that was going straight for your eye.
it was though. But that's because
was.
you positioned.
That was almost a horror scene.
Were you recording that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Local dungeon master
Impaled with blue expo markers.
loses eyesight after terrible tabletop mishap.
Expo, if you want to, what is it called? Sponsor us, add us. We'll plug your products.
No,
but until
they're
then, they
good.
suck. They're awful.
Oh, I don't think that helps.
Oh, I don't know. So as the episode starts, the camera zooms in to this water treatment plant that is very curiously wrapped in vines and bramble. And you see these guards kind of with little combat knives hacking at the vines trying to get through the front door. The camera zooms through the window and goes into this maze of pipes and catwalks, and you see a very curious scene. You see Esther kind of bleeding or lying in a pool of her own blood on the catwalk. Right next to her is Rin, who is not much better but has some sort of poultice on his wounds. In front of them is Faye, looking pretty well. And then in the back of the group is Bill with bloodied black gauntlets over his hands and just a black featureless helmet over his face. And then standing opposite them is Mr. Eward, the shrimpy guy with rolled up white sleeves and a black tie. And then behind him are two very imposing figures. One is dressed in robes with a red hooded cloak thrown over their head with a Oni mask. I'm just going to say Oni mask. I don't know. I like kabuki masks. I don't know. However you want to picture it, listeners, an Oni or kabuki mask. Draw fan art and send it to me, and I'll pick my favorite one. And then next to him is a guy in military gear with a sword across his back and guns and a wolf mask. And Mr. Eward looks at you and says, "You guys are so boned." And then the person in the mage's outfit, we'll just call them the wizard, the wizard steps forward and says,
Mr. Eward, it seems that things are much more complicated than you told us.
and he says, "Yes, but you see, they're here, and you're here now, and you can deal with them now." And the wizard reaches out and puts a hand on Mr. Eward's shoulder, and he says,
It seems we must renegotiate the terms of your contract.
and he flicks his staff that he's holding, and the huge burst of light opens up behind them, and the wizard turns to the person with the wolf mask and says,
Deal with them as you see fit.
and then steps through the portal with Mr. Eward, and it closes. And then you are left there with this imposing man with the wolf mask. And he just stares at you silently.
I would like to start healing Esther if y'all want to start distracting them so I can heal or at least like stop the bleeding and then join y'all.
Would it make sense, because we're on the catwalk, I guess the office is right next door, or is the office on the first floor?
It's all the same floor, but I'll say the office is on the other side of the pipes.
Okay.
Because the office and the entrance are like on this side of the pipes that y'all are not on. And that secret wall was on the other side of the pipes.
And so we're at the secret wall.
Yeah, y'all are on the side with the secret wall. Yeah.
Okay.
So are they standing between us and basically exit?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
And then Bill punches a hole in the wall, and we leave.
I mean, there's doors. Just go out the door.
But we can't because the building's wrapped.
I mean, I can call off the plans. I am the one who controls them.
But these guys might
They might try to follow us.
they might know something too.
I don't think so. I think they're just evil.
Goons.
Yeah. Like, I think we should, like, you leaning out the window, like, poof, 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 poof thing.
I mean, I think that
Forgot
these...
about that. That was so badass.
I don't think
he wasn't
that...
leaning out the window. He had phased his fists or phased his arms through the wall and was like shooting the things.
Yeah.
We played. Okay, plug. This was what was it?
It was the city. Our first city of Mist.
Yeah, it was the first City Mist game. And it was the Halloween game, and Jaime was playing Declan Lestrange, and he was just so badass because he shoved his hands because he has the reality bending power, and so he shoved his hands through the wall, and he just started shooting the beastmen as they were climbing up the church walls. Man, that was so cool. That was such a cool game.
That was.
Thank you, Amit, for making that game.
Weren't a part of that.
Yeah. Anyways,
Carrie, you didn't play that?
yeah.
No,
Carrie
I'm
wasn't-
pretty sure
Carrie
I was
wasn't there for
working.
that.
And
That was when you were still on call.
and I was dying the entire time.
Yeah,
No, you weren't.
No, because I jumped out the window and then lost my rifle out the window.
Oh, yeah.
And then tried to retrieve it, got a ton of damage.
Yeah, Zach was playing postmortem, and yeah, you did get torn up by the beast. I forgot that.
Yeah. Every roll I had was like snake eyes.
I don't think that the guards necessarily know anything, but the guy in the wolf mask knows stuff.
The guy in the wolf mask,
Why is that what?
You don't say wolf. You say woof.
you
Wolf mask.
you take out the L.
I can't say crayons right either. Shut up,
I can't say that one.
Jeremy.
It's fine.
Brothers always made fun of me.
And
Wait,
so-
I thought that was the wizard who was talking.
Yes.
It was, but they left the wolf man. I can't. Whatever.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
They left the one guy with the mask, and obviously he was with them, so like he knows stuff, unless he's a mute, which he might be, but still.
I am not picturing these as humans. Are they human?
They look human. They're just wearing
he
masks.
said they just have a mask.
Oh, okay. I was
You haven't seen what their
completely-
faces look like. Or
Gotcha.
like,
I think we fight them.
you haven't
Yeah.
even seen their body.
Okay.
Also, I'm
y'all-
assuming that this conversation is happening not in character because it would be awkward for us to all just be standing there like,
Yeah, he is. As you've been talking, he has just walked up and slit all your throats.
We're all communicating subconsciously right now.
That's a
would be
new
fun.
power.
Nope, you don't know that power. Anyways, so he's just staring at you.
So Ren turns to Bill because I don't have a weapon, and I'm like, I think my weapon is in the office. Will you just go with me?
No.
yeah,
No.
I reckon we can just leave this bleeding out girl here and
Yeah, why?
But yeah, I guess as he's killing them, we can be equipped to deal with him, right? So
Yeah.
see you later, Esther.
If
No,
we
I don't
still
think
have
we're
that
gonna
assault
do that.
rifle that you threw over the railing.
Okay, well,
How about you jump over and get it?
Yeah, that means it's on the ground.
Yes.
That is faster than going to the office. I'm going to help Esther. Y'all figure that out and start
Actually-
taking care of that.
I'll distract.
Actually, let's just grab the rifle that Esther had.
I think she's dying.
Okay, I'm taking Esther. Shut up. Oh. So Faye runs over. Same thing.
As you run over,
No,
as
for
soon
the
as you
love,
as soon as
David.
you take a move, there's the shot of this gun, and it like pew, ricochets off the floor in between you, and you look up and you see that the wolf has a gun trained at your head.
Oh, that's extremely annoying. So he has it at my head right now. He's not at a distance.
No, he's still at a distance, but he
I
has a
think it
gun
was a
trained
warning
on
shot.
you.
Gotcha.
And then he slowly puts the gun away, and he pulls out his sword, and he starts walking towards y'all.
Gosh.
And Bill, you are at the back of the pack. So right now, Faye is actually the closest to him, and then Rin and Esther are like on the other side of Faye.
All right. I'm going to make a shield. And then make like a short sword for like I'm basically about to link it up. TM.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna charge him while she's healing Esther.
Okay.
And he's finding his pacifist gun. And so I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, stop being a bad boy," and then I'm just gonna charge him. That's all I got.
That's weird.
That is
like
weird.
It.
But it's a dog thing. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do it. Roll your. What are you doing?
I never realized that I said it, but
No, that's me and Carrie.
Yeah.
I tried to start a howl. It didn't work.
We both start just like howling as you're howling. We're like, oh yeah.
So David, I'm charging him.
In and out, like.
I guess I'm gonna try to shield bash him, like,
Okay.
and then I'll have my sword in case he tries to come back at me. So I will use ectoplasm constructs. I will use skull crusher. I will use all in, and I'll use quick hands.
Okay.
And I will use my dice to roll. Holy crap. That's a 13. I'm going to get him good. I'm going to hold the target's attention. And I'm going to secure a superior position as my third one. And what I'll say the superior position is I'm shield bashing him like really hard, but then I'll have like is he holding a two-handed sword like a
Yeah.
is he dual? Okay. And I'll say that I got my cross guard underneath his, like in front of my shield, so I have him like hooked up to where if he's gonna like swing back at me, he's gonna have to like break away from me to swing back. So it'll be hard. Like he's gonna have to do that before he can attack me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the tier you're hitting him with?
I guess it'd be 4, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was a 13, and then it was with 4 power tags.
Okay.
So he got wrecked.
Yeah. Yeah. So you totally just charge through everybody, jump, and just bash this dude really hard with your shield. You both go tumbling, and you hook your arm or your cross guard underneath his arm, and you kind of lock arms with him, and y'all just go kind of skidding across the ground, kind of in a tangled mess. What about the rest of you?
So I'm like walking backwards, kind of like as that is all happening until I can tell that he's completely distracted, and then I sprint towards Esther as like the plants are like flying. I'm gonna make the same pace that I did with Ren, and then apply that to her leg and gut and arm. Is that
Okay.
correct?
Yes.
Cool. At home in nature and mind control.
Okay.
Nice.
14.
14? Okay. Yeah, you choose 2 juice, and I guess you want to reduce her tags by 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Carrie, go ahead and reduce your damage by 1, and then after an appropriate amount of time to recover, you'll reduce it by another 1. What about you, Ren?
I'm going to say Ren is sprinting towards the office, which would be the only place that his weapon would be at.
Okay. Yeah, you go over the stairs that go over the pipes, and you see the other 2 guards that shot you and that Esther then shot. And you kind of jump over their bodies, and you run towards the office. And yeah, right there, you see all your effects. You see Esther's gun, you see your gun, you see all your different cell phones and like any other things you had on your persons whenever you came in there.
Okay, and so I'm just putting all of them in my pocket, and the holster that I had for my gun is where I put Esther's, and then I'm wielding my weapon.
Okay.
And I guess the only enemy is the guy in the wolf mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, but what happened to the Oni mask?
They went back in the porthole.
Yeah.
That was the wizard?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did not follow that at
The
all.
wizard put his hand on the shoulder of
Mr. Eward.
Mr. Eward and, we need to rediscuss your contract or whatever. And then they went back into the portal.
Mr. Eward went with.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, I totally missed that.
He's probably going to be dead, but,
Sure. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Wolfman's turn. You have your cross guard up underneath his arm, and he's going to let go with this hand of his sword and then wrap it around your arm and try to wrench your arm out of socket. So roll a face of danger. What are you adding?
Don't worry about it.
Before you roll.
All right, I'm rolling a reading people's faces, even though he has a mask on.
No.
Yes.
That doesn't work.
Yes.
how would that work, Jaime?
Well, okay. In a realistic sense, if he did have a mask on, it would work because my guess is that he's like looking over at my arm in order to know what he's about to do to me.
Yeah. But since he has that mask on, then...
That's so stupid. Okay. Quick hands makes sense. So
Yeah.
I'm using quick hands. I'm using rough exterior. And would I still have the benefit of my ectoplasm construct since I have like a sword jammed under his arm? I mean, because then he's having to try to maneuver around.
Since you said that you jammed underneath your arm,
Yeah.
I'll say it, yeah.
Okay, so that's 3. Shoot, 7. I guess it's still successful.
Yeah, so you'll take a wrenched arm 2 status.
What? I thought 7 was successful.
Yeah, you step it down by 1.
Oh my gosh.
So you take that 2 status. And is that the first time you've been injured in this game?
Yeah.
I think so.
Garbage.
There you go.
Can I have a little thing?
Esther, you haven't gone yet. You're still very badly hurt.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much I can do. But is Faye close enough to me that I can, like, whisper and nobody else can hear,
Yeah, she's right
basically?
there.
Let the record show that we don't need to kill the man in the mask. He knows something.
We may not have any choice, Esther.
I have to know.
We'll do the best we can. Okay, so I don't know if you're gonna let me go away. I don't know if you're gonna let me get away with this, but I'm gonna try. So I'm going to scream at everybody. Everybody, get down! And then I'm going to, because I've got all of the plants on the walls, so I'm going to send them all through the windows and doors straight at him and just do like an attack from all sides.
Nice, okay.
And just like, and like kind of wrap him up kind of thing.
Yeah, hit with all you've got.
Okay. Mind control, entangling vines, plants at the ready, so that's 2. And I am going to activate my weakness tag. So 3.
What is your weakness tag?
Hurting with nature.
Okay.
Dang it. 6.
Yeah. You try to do that, and so all these, they all crash through and go straight towards him. But Bill is also entangled with this guy. And so they come towards him, and Bill sees it, and the wolf sees it, and they kind of break and roll away from each other, and these vines just kind of strike and tear up the walkway where they were, but they both roll away unscathed.
Okay. Ren.
Azren, and so I've got the weapons and all the phones, and so I run. Trying to think, would it be better to run towards Esther and give her weapon, or run to the wolf? Am I close enough to the wolf to run to him?
You're equidistant. I mean, they're on the other side of the pipe, so you would have to run across the bridge, the walkway or whatever, and
would
then
have to run
Esther's
past
to your
Esther.
left, and then the wolf was to your right. So you would choose whichever way.
You could just slide it and I can do it the rest of the way. Like if you were like running and you just like threw it towards Esther and kept going, I would see
Gotcha.
that and could help you.
Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll run on the bridge, or run towards the bridge, and then throw the gun, which I probably should roll for that, I guess.
Yeah. You need to take a risk, I guess, to not throw it and it fall into the grate or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and roll it. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to run up and toss her the gun?
Yeah, toss her the gun or toss Faye the gun, and then charge to shoot the wolf. But I feel like that's a lot of moves in one turn.
Yeah.
So I can
go ahead and. Okay, go ahead and take the risk. See if you can throw her the gun.
Okay. And so I'll use cybernetic lenses to and heightened processing speed to figure out the best place to throw it. So
but the whole point of throwing the gun is so that you can keep going. You're just throwing the gun out of convenience. So if you can't keep going with your turn, then you may as well.
Yeah, so I'll just.
Then you may as well just run over.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You go ahead and toss it, and I'll have Esther do something to try to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you run, you toss the gun, and then you pull up your incapacitator gun to take some shots at the wolf.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hit with all you've got. What are you adding?
I'll add cybernetic lenses and then biorhythmic scanner, and then with the flickering lights, because I'm assuming they're still flickering.
Yeah. They're still going.
So 3. $11.
11? Okay. So that's 10 plus, so you get to choose 2.
Cool.
And what status are you hitting him with? So how many attacks did you add? Did he say 3?
3.
Yeah.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'll get them good and add another tier. And then I'll take cover behind some pipes. Take a superior position.
Okay. Yeah, so you shoot him, and then you duck. You're at the top of this bridge, and you duck back behind the railing of the bridge and the pipes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you hit him in the chest, and he kind of staggers backwards from the shot as it kind of pulses over his armor. Who hasn't gone yet? Go ahead, Bill.
So we have tumbled apart.
Yeah.
Did the vines? What did they do to the catwalk? Did they?
They just dented and kind of tore up the stuff
I wasn't
right
sure if
there.
you were saying it ripped it in half or.
No. It's not like there's this unescapable or unfathomable chasm between y'all.
Yeah.
It's just cosmetic damage to make it look cool for the story.
Are all 5 of us on the catwalk, or I'm picturing them on the ground and us?
Okay. The catwalk is the ground. The catwalk is above all these other pipes underneath you.
Oh.
Yeah. So everywhere y'all walk in here is basically you're walking on a steel grate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, me and Carrie are struggling.
Zach's back with a weapon. Are you back with a
Yeah,
weapon?
he's up at the top of the bridge shooting at him from cover.
Can I say, I know it's after the fact, but with the 4 damage, or the 4 tier damage that I did to him, can I say that it at least incapacitated one of his arms with his sword fighting ability?
I mean, I won't say that you necessarily knocked out a specific limb of his, but he is very wobbly.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit with all you've got.
Okay.
So I see he's wobbly, so I'm just gonna go in to try to finish it.
Okay.
Because my right arm is wrenched, I'm just gonna do another shield bash with my left arm. And I'm gonna say that when my right arm got hurt, that the sword kind of retracted back into my arm, so I just have the shield, so I kind of prop both of my arms underneath it and run into him.
Okay.
And I'm trying to run him into the railing or over the railing, since
Okay.
I'm assuming after diving he's starting to get back up now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use ectoplasm constructs, skull crusher, and all in, because I don't think quick hands would help me in this situation.
Sure.
And I rolled a 12, and I used 3 power tags.
Okay.
And All right. So I want to get him good. So step it up by +1 tier. And I want to move them. I'm trying to move him over the rail, but if that doesn't work, that's fine. And then I want to get an advantage on the battlefield. And maybe it's that he gets disarmed. Not that I get his sword, but that he maybe drops his sword from the, how hard I hit him. So that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So what happens is...
Was I loud enough?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So you charge forward and you just, as he's kind of reeling and getting back up and getting shot in the chest, you reel forward and his head snaps up to look at you right as you nail him in the chest, and you just push with all your might, and he falters backwards, hits the back of the rail with the small of his back, and just flips over, and his sword goes flying wild, and he just falls down between the pipes and just kind of just dinks off these pipes into the darkness below.
Sorry, Esther. Shoot. I forgot about that until after I said it.
Is he gone? Officially?
Yeah, he probably broke his back with how he hit the rail. He's at a 5. So, ding! And then he clatters over the rail and disappears into the pipes.
Can I search for him with vines?
I mean, you don't see him, but you can
send little vines
I guess
down
try to.
and see if I can.
Wait a second. I can.
You can scan.
Yeah, I can do the biorhythmic scanner.
Yeah.
And so I'll scan. And since we have all of our tech back, it wouldn't be out of the question to connect the biorhythmic scanner to my phone and then put the scanner on her vines.
Why can't you just look?
Because there's a lot of pipes.
But that's the whole point of a scanner.
Biorhythmic meaning living.
Yeah.
So
but there's a lot of stuff in the way, so there might be hot water or something. Because biorhythmic scanner searches for heat signatures.
No. It searches for life.
I guess so.
You got to give yourself more credit. You're like a brainiac.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I search for him.
You don't see him. Oh, sorry. You don't see him.
You made us go through all of that so that you could say, you don't see him.
Okay.
Game knowledge. Would you have given us anything anyway?
You don't see him.
Oh.
So I kind of lean up.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a way to find that portal that they went through.
Yes.
It was a wizard. There's no way.
It's a portal. It appeared and disappeared. There's no way to explain it.
The wizard had that weird staff thing.
But player knowledge thing. What we came here for a particular reason.
For the stuff
Right,
behind
right.
the false door.
Right. Which is what we have found. Do we want? I guess this could be in. Do we want to go back and check out the well area and see what's
No.
going on in there?
Last time we went there, we fainted.
I mean, could we get respirators? Do
Do you see respirators around here?
Also, we're in a place we didn't know existed, aren't we? Should we look around in that office maybe where he disappeared from and see what we could find?
I thought he disappeared from a wall.
No, he came through, didn't he come through a door to come see us and there were people with him with the blinding light?
He came through the portal.
No.
No.
The Mr. S guy.
Yeah, they all came through a portal, I thought.
No.
He didn't, but he left in a portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he just came up and then the portal opened up behind him.
I mean, this is a part of the facility you took a tour through that first time.
I guess I just wasn't picturing it the first time.
So we're out from behind where the well was and stuff.
I know that we need to find more clues, but I think that we need to get some of those of us who have been shot to some sort of medical treatment.
Just rub some dirt in it. Sorry.
That wasn't what?
You never heard that expression,
No,
sweetheart?
I didn't understand what you said. I don't know what that was.
Just
Rub some dirt
Rub.
on it.
Rub some
Some
dirt on it.
dirt.
All I heard was,
It. It's actually what I said right after. I said, rub some dirt with our shash.
At this point, whatever we're going to do, I'm not walking so hot. If I'm walking at all.
Yeah.
I think we need to split the party.
You said potty.
She said potty.
And y'all said I use foul language.
So are you
That's
suggesting that you need to take Esther to get medical help and me and the pacifist need to try to figure something out?
Correct.
But you were always against splitting up. Why are we splitting up now?
We've already split up once.
Because I think Esther may die. And if we're going to get anything from this whole ridiculous mission.
If she
I
dies,
don't
we get her
particularly-
bar, don't we?
No.
She just pulled.
I don't particularly trust. It's not that I don't trust, but I don't think that you two will find anything.
Oh.
Is it because we're men? That's sexist.
I don't even have time for this.
I think Bill could handle it.
Actually, why?
How
Stop
do I
women
get my
splaining.
phone back?
Ren has it. He's just an idiot
I
and
didn't
won't share
have a
anything.
phone.
No, I grabbed the phone
Yeah,
from the
he-
office.
Yeah.
So
That's how he got your gun.
So I hand everyone their phones back. I'm like, oh yeah, you should probably have your phone.
Let the record show that Bill has a flip phone Nokia.
So I don't really know what our next move needs to be.
If only there was some all-knowing guiding presence that could perhaps nudge us in the right direction. So I'll go ahead and
That will defeat the purpose of role playing.
I'll just go ahead and pray.
Just go ahead and pray.
I'll just go ahead and pray and see if maybe we get some kind of
Some feelings.
vibes.
He's not going to tell us. He's going to tell us to do whatever we think.
What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Could we
I
jump over
punched
the,
the GM.
edge of the pipe? Would
Okay, how about
That'd be a
this?
great idea.
I'm giving you guys 15 minutes to go look at everything. In 15 minutes, we are leaving to take Esther to get medical care.
yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm staying with her in this time.
I set my alarm to 16 minutes.
And Ren just sets his clock to like 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh. She's going to kill us.
Yep. Okay,
All right.
go.
Do we need to split? Okay, let's just stick together, I guess.
We all have our phones. Oh, let's all just go ahead and turn on like a conference call, basically, so that if anything happens, it's instantaneous.
Ren
Alright.
puts his Bluetooth in, and then I turn to Bill and like, Bill, why don't you, with your ectoplasm constructs, create some kind of rope so we can actually climb down and see if the Wolfman is still there?
You just scanned it. You know he's not there.
But we could see in person.
My gosh. Don't waste your 15 minutes. Just go to the dang office.
It's 20 minutes.
It's
Let the record show that Bill has already walked off to the office. Just like
Okay, so Bill, what are you looking for in the office?
I'm looking for.
Probably Pam and Jim and
Dwight.
And Michael Scotch.
I am going to be looking for clues that will help us figure out what we need to know in order to do well in the game. No, I'm just kidding. I guess
Very metagamey.
I guess we'll be looking for probably paperwork that has this guy's name on it. Maybe his phone.
Are
'cause
we
if
searching
he-
for Wolf Guy
if he
on
left
the
his
pistol?
Mr.
phone-
Eward?
Huh?
Mr. Eward's
Yeah,
phone?
sorry, Mr. Eward's phone. I'm looking for Mr. Eward's office, and then once I find that, I want to go through his files. I want to see if he has a PC so that I can get our PC expert to check it out, and then I'm going to look for his phone, see what we can do with that. So those are the things I'm looking for.
Okay. And then after Ren sees Bill just straight up walk off to the office, he's like, well, you're wasting my time. Thank you, Faye. And storms off to the office.
What do I find? Do I open his office door? I open his office door. Do I find his office?
Yeah,
door's
the
already open.
office is right where it was before.
All right. What do I see?
You open it, you go in. I mean, it's just his office. Roll an investigate check. Let me see.
The great thing is, if you fail, I get another try.
6.
Yeah. You're thumbing through all the stuff, and
It's 7 because I made a magnifying glass out of my ectoplasm construct.
you cannot make glass with your ectoplasm construct.
Excuse me. It's ethereal, which is transparent.
Oh my gosh.
So if I...
Just like looking through air.
It is exactly what it's like. But it can focus my attention to a field of view.
Sure.
But you're right, yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
Okay, so
Tessa's loving it.
And so Ren walks into the office, and then I guess grabs his laptop or is going through the desk drawers where the computer is, sees that his laptop is there, or his backpack and all the techie stuff is there. And so he pulls out the laptop, takes one of the cords, plugs it into the computer, and then starts, hacking into the computer to see if there's viable information.
Okay, you had already hacked this guy's computer once.
Oh,
What
that's
did you get? I can't remember. What did you get from his computer before?
Should we look for his contract if they're going to rewrite a contract? What are you contracted to do?
Oh, I hacked into his computer to track incoming and outgoing correspondence.
Okay, go ahead and roll a investigate check.
Okay.
Because I think I have something.
Cool. Then I'll use Codebreaker, high-tech laptop.
Well, you already have an interface with the system, which is his computer. So just go ahead and roll like your computers to get into his computer, even without your laptop.
Gotcha. Okay. So it'll be 2.
Okay. 8. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, he is a legitimate employee of the city. He has been running this place for years. And then you pull up kind of the finances, or his finances, and you see that over the last couple of years, he's been getting more money. You cannot tell where this money is coming from. And you find bits and pieces of Nathan and Richard and these other people's contracts. They're from a place called Ares Security. So Nathan and Richard and these other people that were hired are from from Ares Security. And they've been paid quite a substantial amount of money. And you see in the contract, it just says, like, you must patrol the grounds and keep them safe. Let's transition back to Esther and Faye. What are y'all doing?
I'm going to speak into the phone because we all have that going on.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I have an idea.
Can I help you? I'm working.
Yes.
Click, 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 click.
If you could install... No. If you could hack into the security cameras that are in this place, or add some if you need to, because they're eventually going to come back thinking that this has been handled, and we may be able to catch something when they come back.
Okay. Would it be safe to say that I have, or like, so she says that, and then I'm like, okay, all right, I'll do that. And then...
I don't.
Would it be safe to say that I like download the footage of the past like couple minutes, or like download the footage so that we have like a picture of Wizard Man and Wolf Guy?
I was talking more about making it so that we could like
She
check
wants a
in.
live feed.
Yeah,
Oh, a live feed.
check in
Okay.
the future and say like, haha, they came back and they talked about this, or they did this,
But
or
it could still be helpful to have
Yeah.
the stuff from, like, this whole thing. Also, I think I probably looked pretty BA, so it might be fun to watch the replay.
Okay.
I'm
Can I
just saying.
do both those things, and just do separate investigative checks?
No, just roll one.
Okay. And so I'll do the computers and then the code breaker.
Okay.
And then what about backup storage for all the data?
Like to download it to yourself?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So plus 3. 10.
Yeah, so you hack into this, you start downloading it, setting it up for what's going to happen later. And as you're looking at the current surveillance, you see something catches your eye on one of the screens. But before you can say anything, there is a gunshot. Esther and Faye, you freeze as this thunderous gunshot echoes out amongst you.
I haven't moved yet.
Faye, then you start to double over, and Esther, you see kind of blood pooling from her stomach. Faye, you take a wounded 4. As she falls forward, Esther, you look up and you see the wolf standing on the grating, and his arm is kind of twisted up and around behind him, and then it cracks, crack, and straightens, and then it slumps back into space.
Calm down, Wolverine.
And then he very slowly puts his gun away, and he reaches into a back pocket or something and pulls out this block. He pushes a button and he throws it down in front of, well, actually he just like tosses it into the pipes. And then he kind of reaches up on his wrist and does something with it, and then a portal opens up behind him and he steps through it and it closes, and you hear this deep, deep,
Son of a gun.
deep, and then the screen goes black. Deep. End of episode.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Mistconceptions. We'll be back with our next episode on September 18th. If you have Facebook or Twitter, please consider adding us on either one of those so you can get up-to-date information about the show and behind-the-scenes pictures or info on what we're doing. We don't have any SoundCloud or iTunes shoutouts this week, but if you would like to have one of those shoutouts, please go to iTunes, leave us a rating and review on iTunes, and that really helps us out. One, it lets me know what people like about the show or maybe what you don't like about the show, but it also helps people see that, hey, people like this show and it should be a show that I listen to. Or similarly, you could go to SoundCloud and you could follow us on SoundCloud. But really what this podcast needs to grow is for you to share it. You, the listeners, to say, hey, I like this show. Maybe you'll like it too. Share it on Facebook, share it on forums, share it on Reddit. Just get our name out there, and it would really help us out and really help our show to grow. City of Mist is an RPG created by Son of Oak, and you can find out more about their product at sonofoak.com, and you can also pre-order the rulebook that will be coming out later this year. The music you heard at the beginning of this episode, and we'll hear here in a little bit, was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. Excuse me. And that's all for this week's episode of Misconceptions. We hope you'll be back next week with our next episode. Thank you for listening, and remember, keep it nerdy, y'all.